Some friends fleeing from the coast to outer space, abandoned places where we sit and wait for our time to leave here, for us to say goodbye. Well, as long as California stays connected to the left side of the states, I will remain.
We are on, so it looks like we've got a little bit of time left between West Coast Dynamics and Sick as we're going to roll into the afternoon break here after that taco eating contest. But in the meantime, I've got my friend Erik Bloch here, who was from a brand you might have heard of, Thin Air Sports, back in the day, and he's got a pretty interesting story with something unique to show off.
Hi guys, thank you. Yeah, forgive me for not knowing how to talk on your TV show here.
All right.
1 minute,
Awesome.
30 seconds.
So, yeah, we had a gun back in the day we were trying to launch, the Zealot, which, into the mic, okay. So, we had a gun we were trying to launch back in the day called the Zealot. Never quite got out thanks to legal issues, but we brought one of the prototypes out here today to kind of show off. And I want to get everybody a little glimpse of what we had. We almost hit the market.
1 minute.
This gun basically had, it was fully computerized. There were no settings other than the rate of fire. It was a complete closed-loop system. And most of the technology that went into this gun is, you can find a lot of that in Dye's M2 today, coincidentally. But the premise behind this gun was that you basically couldn't mess it up. All you do is air it up, set the rate of fire, it would self-tune itself completely.
30 seconds.
It's based partially off of the old Quest engine, if you're old enough to remember First Endeavor Paintball. It was a very simple dump valve spool. High pressure regulator was in the bolt. It came in and out similar to the Regency Chrome.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Pika doll out of Sweden, those were pretty neat.
Yep. And yeah, so you get a sneak peek of a gun that never quite got to the market.
And I remember watching that one too. I had a couple of my buddies, you know, like Ben Golder up here. He was really excited about that too. We had a lot of guys looking to get our hands on him, and then all of a sudden just kind of
poof,
fell into oblivion.
Yeah. Well, as you see nowadays with the paintball market, I mean the companies have gone back to being very litigious. So a lot of lawsuits flying around, and this was this was something that happened back in 2013, 2014. When again, when the market seems to dip a little bit, companies become much more reliant on the lawsuit rather than innovation to carry their companies, and we were a victim of that. So what can you say? You live and learn, and I'm hoping other companies don't meet the same fate.
30 seconds.
Well, that's another interesting thing, is especially when you're having something new as a small brand. Like we were saying earlier, you got kind of blindsided by those issues that came up close to release. I remember when I was working with Alien, we got to the point where we were ready to go. We didn't see some of the manufacturing issues that we were running into until it was too late, because those blinders get on, so those little things come out, and unfortunately, you guys weren't able to recover from that. But
yeah, that's very true.
Get a little bit closer to the mic, I think.
Sorry about that. Yeah, very true. And if I can offer a word of advice for any entrepreneurs that are wanting to enter the paintball market, try to find a niche that's underserved, and try to get your foothold there rather than going after the bread and butter of other big companies, because those other big companies have money, and if they see you as a threat, they will protect their piece of the pie from you, even if that means frivolous lawsuits or doing whatever they can to hamstring you. So yeah, do something like Griffin's doing here, going after the barrel market, or what Simon's done with Inception, what Andy's doing with Namek. Go after a market that's underserved, someplace where you can actually make a product that's better than everybody else's, or make a product that no one else is making, and enter the market that way. And again, if you try to go after the big boys, they're well experienced in protecting their market, and they'll spring on you right when you don't expect it. And next thing you know, you're like Thin Air Sports or like First Endeavor Paintball, you're gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cole got a couple guns out. How many versions of the Quest did he get through?
He was there for the first edition. He left before the 07 Quest.
Oh, he did? Okay.
That we got a couple hundred of those out. And then we had the Q7, which was in prototype, but we were trying to release before we went out of business. That was actually designed by Jim Eaton, who had designed the Ripper paintball guns for Bob Long back in the day. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
His shop in Sacramento was making those. He made the prototypes for us. I mean, he's amazing.
And so you were working with First Endeavor at the time?
Yes, we were helping. We were trying to get it back on its feet.
Okay.
And we were helping design some new products. When it became clear that it wasn't going to happen, and Dave Palmer, who was the CEO at the time, who owned Urban Quest Paintball down in Oxnard, when he said, "Okay, we're not going to recover. There's too many bills, there's too many issues," so we decided to close up shop. At the time, me and Andy, who some of you might know as YDNA, we decided to go solo.
Wait, that's Andy?
Yes. Oh. YDNA, the guy who runs Numbek and.
I never linked that account to that name.
30 seconds.
I feel so foolish.
Yeah, YDNA, it's Andy backwards. Super complicated, sorry. But from ZDS Paintball and Numbek, he was the one who designed the 4B bolt kit that we made for the Quest. It was aftermarket bolt kit. He's the one who made our GMB bolt kits, or our GMB barrel kits that we briefly had on the market. We kind of got hosed by our distributor on that deal, and when we put the rest of our money into making the Zealot, when that didn't happen, basically once we were out of money, we called it quits.
Yeah. Better than doubling down, digging yourself into a hole and a bunch of maybes.
Yeah, but by the time we were on, some of these big companies' radars, by then we were done.
Dynamics takes that. Freight train and grill on.
We would have had to basically refactor our business plan and go after a different market. After years of doing this and being beat down, it just got to the point where we were just tired. We didn't want to go on anymore.
This match.
And that's exactly what some of these big companies want. They want you to give up. And that's why earlier, like I said, my advice, if you want to get to the market, go after a small market that's underserved, something that no one else is doing or very few people are doing. And that will minimize your risk of one of these big companies coming in and trying to take a bite out of you.
I saw the sunset from the pier with a few brand new friends, and learned how all things come to end, just like a good day turns to a sad day. And I won't ever learn the other side of the page till it turns, and I will gaze at beauty in the most terrible ways. Well, if I sit through every song, maybe I will get along with the people I describe, fields I tried to hide in prettier words. Why can't I just say this right? I'm so happy I could cry, so sad that I could die. I let the forces in my life snuff out my brief candlelight.
Whatever, he is totally a space cat.